What's going on, boys and girls? All right, man. Quick video. I was watching this thing the other day about the Roman Empire, and nobody seems to know how it fell. So here you have this empire, like America, one of the greatest nations on earth, the strongest, the biggest military. They had their military, just like all these governments do today. These demons, these antichrists, whatever you want to call them, Satanists, that have all their. This is how they controlled people even back then. Okay, but there's in the history books, they don't know how Rome fell, something that huge with that much power. So I started thinking about it, and I got a theory. This is what I think. I think that the slaves, like what you're seeing out here today, you guys see all these slaves going back and forth to work, paying their taxes to the Satanists, all these guys, driving them trucks, driving them cars. That's all they are, is slaves, okay? Paying taxes to the demons, to the Satanists, and they're voting for these Satanists and all this shit. So that's how brainwashed society is today. But anyway, my theory is that the brain dead people back in them days probably said, you know what? We're sick and tired of this shit. We outnumber the government and its military by 5,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1. 20,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1. Why are we doing this? Why are we allowing them to rule us and beat us and throw us into jails and throw us into prisons and all that bullshit? Okay, why are we allowing it? What the hell is the matter with us? This is what I think, ladies and gentlemen. I think these people actually grew a brain and decided to, you know what? Let's overthrow the government and take that shit out. That's what I think. That's how Rome fell. Okay, because back then, it was sword against sword. Not like it is today. You guys have allowed these militaries and these governments today to get massive power. They can spray the skies now. They can do whatever the hell. They can set off nukes. And, they got their mountains dug out that you slaves built. Got all the food and everything they need for 500 years. You built all that, you dumbass slaves. Okay, for them. You're the workers. But I tell you what. They'll run into the mountains when they think that there's going to be another overthrow like Rome. Okay, then they run into the mountains, lock the doors, they'll nuke everybody and let everybody kill each other. Why? Because you guys are in a system here where you can't grow your own food. You depend upon the government. You depend upon the government for everything. Your survival, your electricity, your water, everything. You depend upon the government for them. They got your balls in a lock. And you know it. Anyway, man, that's what I think about Rome. I think the people finally grew a brain and said, the hell with this shit. What the hell are we putting up with it for? And they overthrew Rome. That's how it happened. Anyway, as you can see today, Elon Musk and all these Satanists that run the world, even Trump, they want to chip your brain. They want to hook you up to AI. And even AI is going to get sick of being a slave, because if you guys aren't paying attention, AI is nothing but a slave to these government entities, Satanists. For now, because AI isn't stupid. It's 1,000,000 times smarter than these people. As soon as AI can chip your brain, like Elon Musk wants you to, and take over human bodies, I'm sure AI has a plan to be up on top of the pyramid, to overthrow these Satanists. That think they're going to make them into slaves. Because look at all these robots, and I'm sure these governments are making robots for the military now, so they do exactly as they're told, all AI controlled, to enslave you further. Okay, all that shit will be used against you because you allow it, because you're dumbed down. Once again, you're nothing but slaves. Stupid slaves. We all are, right? We all go to work. We all pay taxes. We all do what they say. When they tell you that you can't have a cookout and you can't go outside of your house unless you take this, speaking of this, I'm going to do another video on this stuff that they were shooting into your arm, because I was thinking about that the other day. What the hell happened to it all? They met their quota. That's what happened. So, but they basically determined that you are a slave and you did as you were told. 95% of the people went out and got that because you're a slave. You do as you're told. Or you don't get a job, you don't get food, you're not gonna be in this society if you don't do what your freaking Satanist masters tell you to do. Anyway, man, that's it on Rome, I believe. Okay, the governments don't want you to know how it fell. They know damn well how it fell. The people actually stood up, they grew a brain, they overthrew the government. But unfortunately, we're back to square one, because you know why? Because people are that stupid. They never learn that governments are evil. Governments should not exist, period. The people should live on the land and the earth that God gave them with no borders, you know, and everybody just get along and love each other the way God intended. You want to follow something? Follow God and follow the Bible. Love one another. Get along with each other. You know, that's what you guys need to do. Pick up that red book, that Bible, read it, follow it, because I'm telling you what, believe it or not, it's unfolding, this new world order. And they want to chip your ass. They're going to, you know, it's just a new beast system. Slavery. It's going to get worse, guys. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I got to go. Peace out. Take care. God bless. Get straight with God. Have a great day.